Hold up.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and today we are going to talk a little bit about Batman. So it is basically a day that ends in Y. We're going to talk about Jace Fox Batman and a little bit about Bruce Wayne. There is some news that actually makes me a little bit more excited for the I Am Batman title, and I think it separates even further the difference between Jace Fox and Bruce Wayne, and what the difference is between them so far has been very small. But now we're actually seeing a distinct change, and I'm all for it. I actually really like this idea, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about the Second Son and I Am Batman title, and just what I think about it, and a little bit about John Ridley. Yeah, we're going to go there. So let's talk about it. If you are new to the channel and enjoy this type of content, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've read either Second Son or I Am Batman and what you actually think about it. Or just, say hi. I don't care either way. I love all comments. I read each and every single one of them. So let's talk. We are getting official confirmation from DC and John Ridley that Jace Fox Batman will no longer reside in Gotham. Now, we need to back up a little bit because this isn't coming till February. Him leaving will not happen until issue number 6, and issue number 3 just came out this past week. So what does all of this mean? Well, it means we're going from Fear State, a mediocre event at best, into Shadows of the Bat. Now, the only difference I see with Fear State is that it was basically the forefront was James Tynion. And now we're getting Shadows of the Bat starting in a Mariko Tamaki title. And that for me is wonderful news. Now, there was not anything wrong necessarily with Fear State. It's not over yet, but we're just kind of pretending like it's over because I'm ready for it to be over. The art by Jorge Jimenez was spectacular. Beautiful, beautiful art. But it was a lot of reiterating the same issues. It was very slow, and it was really Batman taking a backseat in his own title. And if you're reading a Batman comic, you don't want him to take a backseat, especially when you have a title like Urban Legend that is kind of the backup characters, right? So it didn't make a whole lot of sense to do that in the main title. Now, I get Tynion was pushing his new creations to the forefront, but as a writer, you should probably realize that's not the thing to do when you're writing Batman. So, Fear State goes away. We end Fear State, this week or next week? I can't remember. And then we go into Shadows of the Bat. And this is a whole thing where, for some reason, something huge is going to happen that causes Bruce Wayne to leave Gotham. He's going to leave Gotham completely. And we've seen this done before with No Man's Land and other very mild exceptions. So this isn't a new idea, but it does seem from the leaks I did the other day, I did a video on that, I will put it in the cards, that the reason he is leaving has more to do with the youth ideology or youth ideals against Batman. That again, we'll have to wait and see. But Bruce leaves. You're going to have Shadows of the Bat basically helmed by Jace Fox, Kate Kane, Harley Quinn, all of the Bat family, right? You're going to have the Signal. You're going to have Nightwing in there for quite some time. You're going to have a massive amount of people kind of fill that hole. Huntress is another one that's going to be at the forefront. And then we're going to see characters like Ghostmaker kind of in the back training Clown Hunter. And some of the other side characters, I'm assuming with the leaks that I had, earmuffs, I'm going to give one away right now if you don't want to know, earmuffs, that Miracle Molly and such will go away. She's going to jail. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. So with all of that being said, that's going to be Shadows of the Bat. And then it's very likely that Bruce Wayne is going to return pretty quickly after that. I'm not sure if it is going to be I believe it is supposed to be 6 months, but the Shadows of the Bat is not that long, so I'm a little confused on that. I'm not going to lie myself. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Okay, now this brings us to February, right? And I Am Batman number 6, we are seeing Jace Fox leave Gotham permanently. Now, not only Jace Fox, but we're seeing the Fox family. Lucius, everybody's leaving. Why? Okay, first off, I'm okay with this. I didn't mean why like that. What I mean is, going all the way back to Joker War, Lucius has Bruce Wayne's money. Is he going to give that back? Because all the money he has is not all of it, but the majority of the money he has is not his own. Like, this dude just straight up stole his money. All right, whatever. So with that being said, we're going to see him, Jace, and the entire Lucius family move to New York City for the time being of that title, at least as of right now. The writer, John Ridley, is saying this is permanent. And this is permanent. He is staying there, and I actually think it's great. When it came to characters like Nightwing, when he went from the Robin mantle to being Nightwing, he actually, stayed around for a while. We've seen him even in New York, but we actually seen him move to Bloodhaven. He not only got his own title and his own rogues gallery, so to speak, most recently with Heartless in the Tom Taylor run, but we've seen him be able to reach out and be his own character. Yes, he comes back to Gotham quite a bit, even in stuff like Fear State or Joker War, and a little bit in Shadows of the Bat. He goes back and forth. But the ability to have your own city, like Bloodhaven, gives you a lot more openness when it comes to making your character its own. And Second Son, for me, John Ridley's comic, was not the best beginning for Jace Fox. It was a lot of back what he did when he was younger, giving him a tragic beginning, setting up where he had trained, setting up who he knows, such as Katana. And it was okay, but it put the light on the Lucius family in a very derogatory way. So then we started I Am Batman. Issue 1 and 2 for me were pretty much a miss. It was okay. He was trying to separate the person of Jace from the person of Bruce. And in doing so, he made them very similar. And I didn't like that idea. I wanted something different. But what he did do, which is very different than Bruce, is make the character want to be seen. He wanted people to know that he wasn't just a figment or an urban legend. He didn't want to live in the shadows. He wanted to live in the light. And that I can appreciate. Now we're up to number 3, and actually it was great. This week it was great. He's going against the moral authority. Yes, that is the real name of this army. And of course it is a societal take on what's going on now, because you see them saying stuff like, oh, they have an agenda, and the agenda is with Simon Stagg, and it's real, and it's being pushed. So there is a lot of what is going on in our current political atmosphere in this book, but number 3 brought it around to me to where I could appreciate it in a good way, making his mom a murderer. Or, not murderer. She killed in self-defense. So making a killer is a better way to put it. So it was 3 titles I was going to give it in order to figure out if I was going to drop it or not. And I'm not. It actually has me hooked. But taking him out of Gotham, because now he's interacting with all of, Batman's people, all of Bat family, all of Batman's rogue. Taking him out of Gotham shows us that maybe there's a chance at this character standing on his own, not having to rely on piggybacking off of Batman, right? Because that's how he got his start. So now we need to see him on his own. And we even had John Ridley say, I'm incredibly excited about charting this new direction for Jace and the Fox family. This setting is a great opportunity to do some really creative world building and give Jace his own allies, adversaries, and challenges that will continue to shape and define him as his own character under that cape and cowl. And I agree. He needs that chance to be on his own, whether it's striking out on his own or doing the best he can. In order to cement this character, this is the pivotal moment where this writing needs to be very well done. And I think it can be. I do think as far as John Ridley. He's shown us that he's a good writer. He just includes a very heavy subset of politics. So if you don't like that type of writing, this would be not a book for you. But when he does the topics outside of the other history of the DC universe, I like it. That is his other history stuff I am not a fan of. I know some people appreciate it. Some people hate it. Me, I'm just like, you're retconning what happened in the DCU, so I'm not a fan of that at all, especially the stuff with Lex and him being president, but it wasn't president, it was George Bush, and I don't like that retconning of the universe when you're going to use the universe that you live in. So I think this can be done. I think this is the smartest change. It does leave some plot holes open when it comes to Future State. Future State at this point is basically officially retconned. It's over. There's no way we're heading to that. Same with Gotham Future State. Maybe a little bit more we could head towards that. But as of right now, the world they built in Future State was unneeded. It was like it was like 2 months wasted and a lot of money. Anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think about Jace going to New York. If you think this is a good change and it could give him a chance to strike out on his own, or if you just don't care about this character. Either way, let me know in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.